Yes. Live
Rajamani,
and let live. Yeah,
can
live and
you
let
speak up a little bit more, like slightly louder? Solpa?
live and let live. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Done. Yes.
Loud enough?
Yes, it's fine.
Why worry unnecessarily when life is for living and learning and for a good life leading? Why be in a hurry when life means waiting, either sitting or standing, for it to take a better turning? Why lose temper when life is a well, brimming with water, sweet in nature, in taste as well? Why fight that might is right and drive peace from our sight when what we need is divine light? Let's be calm. Peace acts like a balm, soothing the wounded and the harmed. Why worry at all? Live and let live. Thank you.
Quite a simple one this time, I said. Usually there'll be a layer and layer of complexities. But it's nice. It's nice to hear. But yeah, why worry, right? Wisdom of the ages. Ha, yes. Where are we? Okay. We are going to go next. Where is Sauvik? Was just he's here. Okay, who's going next? Vignesh is going next, right?
I'll go. Yeah.
Go, Vignesh.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so there was an anthology here recently called Muse of Now Paradigm. It was in Bhubaneswar. I couldn't go for it, but it came pretty close to Women's Day. Oh, nice. I was planning to, but I couldn't. But this poem is related to Women's Day, and the book also kind of came around at that time. So this poem is called Women and History. Into revolution were set one many celestia with gravity and measured animosity by a god who did predate. Through evolution of animals came man to possess anima and animas on an earth which they now depredate. From the womb crawled out a baby, vermin, wismen, or queer, they knew not, but of a divine woman they exclaimed. But entombed was her glory in his violent world, while he wrote history. The tiniest chromosomal detail grew into a cruel devil that devoured on the angel that nurtured one and all, and branded all alternates of human chromosome or sentience as against the God he created, seemingly for none at all. The woman I first saw taught me how to look at the rainbow and see how every shade of color was pure and beautiful, while outside itself, the white rays and black clouds commune to create colors like every shade of humanity, innocent and bashful. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, or queer, he would loathe and claim to be diseases of the confused human soul, but would also dismiss how the born of her, he put her through disease, learned to trade her flesh, and kill the human and sell his soul. The man who wrote history sang of the land he conquered, the religions he spread, and the women he enslaved, oozing with a dastardly pride. But the man who didn't taught me how to respect more the woman for her natural largesse and to realize that from karma no one can hide. We can work together to stop his cruel story from repeating itself. And if we let the women, her story would add to make something better than history itself. Thank you.
Good.
Good job, Vignesh.
Thank you.
I like that thing you did with history.
Yeah, her story.
Yeah, that was quite smart.
It actually comes with a his hyphen tree, like hyphen story. And women is like the man part is like an exclamation. So yeah, I'll just share it on the group.
Nice.
Good going.
Good
Variety
going,
of
good
poems
going.
really this time also.
Yeah.
Right? And somehow there is some connecting thread. That's what I felt. Despite the approaches being different, there is still that connecting thread. So yay. Up next we have Amar Shona. Oi. Jovie.
Is it me? Yeah, I was trying to figure out what to read. So
Okay.
is there a particular theme we are following, hope or something like that?
When
I
have
don't
we
have
ever
big
done
poems, I
that?
promise. I don't
When
have big
have we ever done that? We tried, but it didn't work for us.
I'm still finding. Okay. Since Molly is here, I'm going to read this one.
Sure. Most welcome, Sauvik. I want to hear you.
It's a very old poem.
Okay.
This poem is called Flower.
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 Okay.
While wandering around in the woods while wandering around in the woods in full moon night, I saw you blooming. I saw you blooming beside the brook. I sat beside you contemplating your beauty reflecting over the brook, steeped in its music. I heard a whisper of you, saying to me, to know the beauty of solitude. Solitarily you sing the love song, which makes the fairies dance around you. You bloom for yourself. You bloom for yourself, scattering the colors of happiness in the world of lovers. You are so beautiful and filled with love. At that moment, when the sky melts in the arms of earth, I fall in love with you.
Wow. Thank you, Sauvik. It is wonderful.
Comment.
Such a picturesque depiction of nature and relating love with it. It's come out so well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sauvik is someone who's most comfortable when he's writing about nature.
Nature, exactly.
There's something very
Either I'll be writing about nature or I'll be writing about dark stuff. So I have been told not to write dark stuff for this entire period of lockdown. So I'm trying not to write about dark stuff.
That's why we have been always encouraging him to write on the beauty part of nature, not the dark. Come on, Sauvik.
So I'm trying not to write about the dark stuff.
Okay, you go ahead like this. Great.
Yay, nice. Bro, time up, bro. You're on next.
What's next?
Okay.
Sadhana. Long time I heard you, Sadhana. Come on.
Yeah, it's been so long.
Here.
What I've written is something I wrote a really long time ago, and I just want to dedicate this to people who are not privileged like us to sit at home, who cannot do social distancing, who cannot, migrant workers and daily wage laborers, and
True.
who are not privileged like us to do what we are doing. This is for them. It's called Off Abandonment. Browning at the edges, but before its time, a leaf falls off a tree. When night falls between two rocks in a river, the leaf wags its tail like it's calling for help. Only no one's listening. Up above, somewhere, a black hole swallows itself. And no one knows except the good scientists chasing stars and hoping their twinkling would stop and they would collapse into themselves. so we could throw light into what darkness looks like. A supernova consumes, falling, not in love, but just falling. And after the world follows the death of a star, and all the echoes of cheering and confetti fade away, we go on and on and on around the sun, like nothing ever happened, like no star was left to look for itself, in a black hole of a universe of such like, and wonder, what does it really feel to be abandoned?
Wow. Hard hitting.
Yes.
Goes
Really
deep,
hard.
Sadhana.
Really good.
Yo,
Really
bro. Long live, bro. Wonder Woman, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Good job.
Thank
Good job. Oh, I didn't give a reaction.
Didn't give a reaction.
Yay, thank you.
Joan is on mute for a long time.
Jovie finished reading his poem by the time you came.
Hello. What can I do
Hello.
in BTM people, electric people thought, BESCOM thought that there's a good idea to cut off the power. It's not my fault.
Bahane.
You missed mine also,
You
Sauvik.
missed Molly's reading
I-
also.
Molly, repeat.
Repeat
Oh,
it.
God.
In the end,
Time is, yeah.
Still 2 poets to read.
Yeah.
We are waiting to hear you, Saranya.
Okay.
Please.
I'm going to read what I wrote. Sorry, it was here. Yeah. So I'm going to read what I shared with you all last month. Seems like a long time ago that I wrote it, but the situation is still the same. We hear a lot of people complaining about how slow life is and how there is very little to do and everything is so slow and you want to get back to that rhythm, you want to get back to that life. So this is my take on it because like I said, I somehow felt that I could get used to it. I could get used to this. I could sort of get used to this, this feeling.
Kind of, yeah.
But then, yeah, I understand that there are a lot of people who are affected by it also. So this is sort of my take on people who are complaining about this being too slow. And, I'm waiting to get back to my normal pace, my normal life. So this is directed only at them and not at the population that is affected by it. It's called There's Nothing Wrong with Slow.
Yeah.
So there you are. There's nothing wrong with slow. So there you are, vegged out in front of a blue screen, wondering when it would pass this painfully slow quarantine, unsure of how to deal with this strange, unhurried phase of time, waiting desperately to get back to that familiar, fast rhyme. What's wrong with slow anyway? Now that you have an hour or two, maybe you miss vehicular movement or work's apathetic route. It must be jarring now that you can notice a beautiful sunrise filling the park's green hue. You'd probably find your coffee sipping in vain without the company of the who's who. Maybe you're forced to look inward into a strange home that is you. Or have to read through leisurely those books, unopened and brand new. You restlessly keep track of all the hullabaloo. You've got nowhere to be and nothing pressing to do. What's wrong with that kind of slow anyway? It's now mealtime and everyone is finally home. It's mealtime and everyone is finally home.
Finally home.
Fragrances of unhurried dishes freely now roam. Take a mouthful, savor the texture, chew them foods once, twice, thrice, 32 times. Be a
Wow.
foodman. Dwell on the ingredients. Write an unhurried flavor poem. Look outside the window and soak in the many shades of monochrome. Replay that forgotten instrument. Play an unbridled memory. Usher in a glorious gloam. There's nothing wrong with that kind of slow anyway. In the rush to get there, defeating time, we have forgotten the joy there is in slow rhyme, in treating slow as an unpardonable crime. We've lost our ability to converse with the paceless sublime. What say we bring back unhurried back into the paradigm and slow dance to that fine sensibilities chime? There's nothing wrong with that kind of slow anyway.
Wow.
Nice.
Great. It's a poem of the day.
Yeah.
Thank
Such
you.
the beauty of being slow. I think I read it in FB.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
It is really nice.
I
No,
like that
frankly,
one they say the home that is you.
Sorry? The home that is
That-
you, I know, right?
yeah.
I mean, so there was this day when I just sat and said, if I am going to have a problem spending time with myself, then I shouldn't be complaining if somebody else has the same problem.
Exactly. That's the right way of looking at things, Sharon. Right?
I think
Exactly.
I really love that part that it's eating time and everyone is finally home. I think that rarely happens.
Yeah.
You
Exactly.
don't, even kids who are living far off from their parents now have gone home and spending time with them.
Spending
There
time.
is
I
quality
think
family time. I would say it is quality family time we are having these days. The positive side.
Yeah.
Thank you, Saranya.
And
Thank you.
I like the
Thank
part
you.
where it says maybe forced him to convert that home that is you. I like that part also.
Exactly.
Thank
And
you.
enjoying every part of
The
food
meal,
you can
isn't it?
get.
I mean, for me, that's
Food,
like
actually.
an important
Yeah.
part. I mean,
Yeah.
just gobble food. I've taken like 3 hours to make that goddamn dish. Like, take 3 minutes to.
What
Yeah,
do
yeah.
you think the
Well,
dirty
One more point to go.
we have to enjoy. One
We
more
have
point, no?
Harsh. Yeah, we have Harsh.
Yeah. Harsh. Welcome, Harsh.
Harshvardhan Chauhan.
धड़कता भड़कता आएगा.
अर्ज किया है.
Kabru Jawan.
So everybody is comfortable with Hindi, or shall I give the gist in English also?
Give a gist first and then.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I'll give the gist in Hindi and then in English, and then I'll start the poem.
Okay.
So okay, let me start with English then. So it's basically what is happening now. It's dedicated to that, dedicated to the current situation. So what I want you to, I would request everyone to just freeze this moment, and then see, there is a war going on. There is a war going on between human race and nature. And if we see, we are losing. We are losing and we deserve that. So if we are in a courtroom at this point in time, and in one witness box there is human race, and in another one there is nature, and if verdict is given, then how the verdict will look like, that my poem is going to, I've captured that in this short poem. तो एक द्वंद्व चल रहा है, एक युद्ध चल रहा है जिसमें हम एक तरफा हार रहे हैं, और हमारा हारना बनता है, क्योंकि सदियों से जिस तरीके से हमने मजाक उड़ाया है, we have taken things for granted, तो अब ऐसा लग रहा है कि उसका हिसाब चुकता हो रहा है. Nature is giving it back. तो अगर कटघरे में खड़ा कर दिया जाए हमें और प्रकृति को, और अगर कोई थर्ड पार्टी अपना फैसला सुनाएगी, तो वो फैसला किन शब्दों में होगा वो मैं इस पोएम के थ्रू आपको बताऊंगा. सो हियर वी गो. दागों से इस भूमि की पवित्रता यूं भंग है, दागों से इस भूमि की पवित्रता यूं भंग है, जमीन के हालात देख आसमां भी दंग है, जमीन के हालात देख आसमां भी दंग है. तेरी वफा क्या तेरी जन्मभूमि से भी ना रही, तेरी वफा क्या तेरी जन्मभूमि से भी ना रही, घड़ी घड़ी ये तुझको तेरे गुनाह गिना रही, घड़ी घड़ी ये तुझको तेरे गुनाह गिना रही. बता रही जता रही तुझे लगा सता रही, बता रही जता रही तुझे लगा सता रही. अभी अगर तुझे लगे इसमें तेरी खता नहीं, अभी अगर तुझे लगे इसमें तेरी खता नहीं, तो गांठ बांध याद रख तू कल्पना भी की नहीं, बाकी है प्रलय जिसकी कल्पना भी की नहीं। विनाश का डमरू डमडमाता बोल जाएगा, विनाश का डमरू डमडमाता बोल जाएगा। प्रकृति के प्रहार को कब तक तू झेल पाएगा, प्रकृति के प्रहार को कब तक तू झेल पाएगा। तू चीखेगा चिल्लाएगा तू गिड़गिड़ाता जाएगा, चीखेगा चिल्लाएगा तू गिड़गिड़ाता जाएगा। धूल में मिल जाएगा तू कुछ बचा न पाएगा, धूल में मिल जाएगा तू कुछ बचा न पाएगा। सदियों से कुदरत का जिस कदर मखौल उड़ाया है, सदियों से कुदरत का जिस कदर मखौल उड़ाया है। कल भी तू पराया था आज भी पराया है, कल भी तू पराया था आज भी पराया है, कल भी तू पराया था आज भी पराया है।
Oh, thank you. It is an experience.
Yeah, especially with the drums, it made it sound better. Yeah.
कल भी तू पराया था आज भी पराया।
Yeah, that's the line.
That's so true. Yeah. Yeah.
So poetry has rhythm this way.
Yes.
Very, very good.
Born of rhythm anyway.
Yes.
In fact, there is this feeling in me like, why not all of us sing something common and then the instrumentalists play their instrument? It will be wonderful.
Very true.
Alva?
Yeah.
That's it.
All of
Next
us?
time we can.
No, we have about 7 minutes left. Ramamani, ma'am, is your Veena very far off? Huh?
Pardon?
Is your Veena very far off?
No, close by. You want me
Okay.
to play? I'm
I'm
ready.
just wondering, Vignesh, is your harmonica nearby?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. This bongo is here. Sadie, is your voice ready to sing along? I'm wondering if we should sing Hum Honge Kamyab together.
That's good.
Yeah, all of us. It'll be good, right? Rajeev is there. Our lead vocalist is there. So when Rajeev is there, I don't have to worry about voice.
I don't know the lines. You go ahead and join you.
So I'll what I'll do is I'll add the lyrics. No problem.
Yeah.
What are we singing? Sorry, Hum Honge Kamyab.
Do you have the lyrics on you, Sadie?
I think I know.
Hold on. We have like 6 minutes left. Should we like start over? Oh no, wait.
What are we going to sing?
3.
Start. हम होंगे कामयाब, हम होंगे कामयाब, हम होंगे कामयाब एक दिन, हो मन में है विश्वास, पूरा है विश्वास, हम होंगे कामयाब एक दिन।
Timing varies.
हम चलेंगे साथ साथ, चलेंगे साथ। होंगे कामयाब, हम होंगे कामयाब एक दिन। हो मन में है विश्वास, पूरा है विश्वास, हम होंगे कामयाब एक दिन। That was a good attempt for an impromptu.
No, the timings varied. No problem.
Yeah, I know.
They had the same spirit.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. It was wonderful. This is
memorable, really.
By far one of the best BPCs we've had in a long time. So.
For me, it was such a new experience, Sharon. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank
it was such a new feeling.
The last couple of meetings we were having less people. Now it was wonderful to have this, about 12 people together.
Bigger crowd, yes.
Yeah, that is it, Rajeev. We really enjoyed it.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Saranya.
So
Thanks.
we'll stay
Yeah.
close and we'll be hopeful, we'll be resilient, whatnot.
Yes.
We'll meet again.
Absolutely,
Okay.
We will overcome.
Yeah, we'll
Definitely
overcome.
overcome.
This is only a passing phase. We look at it as just a passing phase.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you,
Bye.
Rajeev. Thank
Bye.
you,
Thank you
Sadhana,
so
Greesha, Harsh,
Thank you, everyone.
Ramamani ma'am,
Thank you,
Veena,
everyone.
Molly, Ramamani
Yeah.
ma'am, Rajamani
Thank you.
ma'am,
Thank you.
Vignesh, Dr. Shraddha, who wasn't, she had to leave in between, I think. So then Jovin and Sauvik and me, everyone. Thank you.
Everyone,
Bye-bye.
thank you.
Bye.
Everyone,
We'll
yeah.
share the video soon. Bye-bye.
Sure. Thank
Okay,
you so much.
bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.